Good afternoon and welcome to the Nottingham Hockey Centre, home of Beeston Hockey Club and the venue for the International Invitation event, featuring no less than 56 international sides from Ireland, Scotland, Wales and England, with other invited guest teams to create a fantastic spectacle of international masters hockey. As the teams make their way to the umpires ready to come out onto this pitch. This afternoon's game features the women's over 35 sides from England and Wales. England won their first game 7-1 with 6 field goals and 5 different goal scorers, so will be full of confidence. Wales, 2-1 winners against an English universities team, are also full of confidence with quality across every line. But they know this will be a stern test against the 2018 World and 2019 European champions. Our umpires in the middle of the shot, Annette Harvey of England and Saul Shohet also of England, will be overseeing this afternoon's match-up. No anthems here today, unfortunately for these two sides, but that will mean very little to them. Both teams come into this full of passion, energy and enthusiasm. This international festival has been created to fill the gap that was previously occupied by the Masters World Cup that was originally taking place in 2020. The global pandemic then pushed that back to 2021, but with travel restrictions still affecting us all, that competition has been cancelled. Tentatively rescheduled for 2022, with age groups playing here in Nottingham, in South Africa and in Tokyo. Fingers crossed. As always, a huge amount of work has gone into this event, and we have to say a sincere thanks to our hosts, the Nottingham Hockey Centre and Beeston Hockey Club, to the army of volunteers who have made this possible, and also to the sponsors, and in particular to the presenting partner of this live stream, Sandy Cliff Ford, who've been invaluable in bringing these pictures to you. Starting teams this afternoon for Wales: Davis Cox in goal, Lewis, Evans, Cannon, Gallagher and Fuge playing in front of that as a pair of screens. Gierak, Sloan, Barrington, Dunn and Knight start for them, the team sent out by coach Ryan Casson. For England, Cockayne and Pringle as a back two, Cassie and Field on either sideline, Servetas in the middle, McClintock and Wolford, the captain, playing through midfield, Killett, Costin and Daly up front, sent out by coach Gareth Aiken. So both sides are ready, aiming to get us underway shortly in this over 35 women's international fixture. Wales in their customary red tops, black skorts, red socks, playing from right to left across your pictures. England in their white tops, blue skorts and socks. I'm Simon Mason, unfortunately accompanied by nobody this afternoon. Andy Day, the voice of hockey that you normally hear on this channel, unfortunately falling foul to the ping that is the pandemic, but hopefully he will be back with us from tomorrow, all being well. England stealing the ball down the left-hand side. Really good pick up from Kellett, looking to drive forwards, working through. Good covering tackle by Lewis. Beresford works forward, creates some space. Carried on the ball through by Daly. Daly into the circle. Wales pick it up and just work it through. England just hassling and harrying. Wales forcing that ball clear. Sloan powering the hit forwards. England limited amount of pressure. Flat back three, able to transfer. Working the ball down, clear down this right-hand side. Played back through and clear. Slap ball out to the right, unable to be received by Costin. England will take the restart. Field down beneath our camera position. Enjoyed a fabulous weekend of hockey so far. Unfortunately, we couldn't bring you any pictures yesterday. Some technical difficulties meant that this pitch was out of commission for a few hours, but the club and the individuals concerned have worked incredibly hard to be able to put this back in play. Wales working through the midfield, really good pace, good cover tackle, however, coming back from field, working it back to the defenders behind it. England can work out down that left-hand side. Umpire Annette Harvey able to clearly signal play on. England, however, the ball going over the sideline. Wales can get uncontested ball really through into midfield. Working it down the right-hand side, eyes up looking for that powerful hit in. Sloan carries, takes it through left to right, trying to work that right-hand channel, very little in front of her. Heavy challenge, but Wales into the bottom of the circle, looking to get the ball across, carry forward Wales, a ball opportunity there, penalty corner possibly, but then off a foot in the end. Nothing given. Wales, great advantage played, couple of heavy challenges coming in that circle. Just a signal there from Sarah Cockayne saying, let's just calm this down. Wales working in down that right-hand side really, really well. Amelia Dunn with the ball under control as she came down that baseline. Four quarters of 17.5 minutes here this afternoon. Sides will get that short break between the first two quarters. England working the ball down the right side, well carried forward by Field, works infield, nice little turn from Kellett but gets dispossessed. Little touch up onto a foot. England, well, you'd feel they would have got that. It didn't seem to be particularly dangerous. McClintock looking a little bemused. Wales ball out to the right hand side, unable to get under control from Amelia Dunn. Stolen by Wales, working forward. That's a loose pass, not enough pace on the ball through into midfield. Wales with that early turnover opportunity. England just looking a little bit ragged to try and work that ball forwards. Wales with a little bit more possession. High position now from Gallagher, able to get eyes up, looking for the ball down the line, gets that ball forwards. Barrington carries again, uses Gallagher. Gallagher pulls the ball back and then a nice little under the arm ball into the England circle. England trying to have to work really hard. Vicky Wolford taking it forward in the end. Captain today keeps that strong, rotates through. Nice little ball forwards, just along the sideline. England keep it in, have some territory. Comes off a foot, and they'll win that free hit. Backhand ball in, looked like a shade of backstick as that looped up over the stick of Emma Lewis in the heart of the Welsh defence. Good carry position now once again from Amelia Dunn, working down the right hand side, getting the ball out to her right foot to protect it, not able to do so enough, and Wales can step in to make a tackle. Sarah Sloan on that flat block. England eyes up. Donna Pringle just working that ball across the back of the pitch, finding space down on this right-hand side for Lucy Field. Field plays forward off that slap ball. Good step forward from the Welsh defence. Wales today lining up with a 3-2-3-2 formation, pair of screens in front of the back three, looking just to protect the top of their circle. Potentially offers England opportunity to play wide through midfield. As coach Ryan Casson has set them up to congest the middle of the pitch. England finding some lateral transfer, but it's bobbly and skippy. England not getting it under control enough. Walford forced to dribble that, trying to win the free hit. Really good attention from Kat Gierak in the Welsh midfield, stepping forward, not allowing England any easy ball out. Needs to be more pace on that transfer to get time to your teammate. England looking to work it down this right-hand side once again. Eyes up for the infield ball, hit hard to the top of the circle. It falls kindly but through. Wales get away with that, unable to be controlled by Sarah Daly, the target of that powerful through ball for England. Wales in the middle of the picture, a little bit of confusion in the middle of their lineup, just trying to reset themselves, make sure they know where they should be. Anthea Barrington rolling out to the right-hand side, the post up in the middle from Kat Gierak. England, though, with this high press, trying to create trouble for Wales. Wales with a nice little push pass through, once again done on the right-hand side, but can't get possession. Clean possession, that is. Sides in this competition coming into this with vastly different amounts of playing time because of the restrictions that have been in place across the nations involved. Some sides able to get here with teams, others not, others having not played. The Scottish teams, for example, having not played together more than once over the last 18 months due to the global pandemic. Well, you don't see a ball hit the corner flag and stop. That is still in play, and Wales have chased that down brilliantly. There's absolutely no reason why they can't carry on here. That chase from Dawn Knight down the left-hand channel, make sure that Wales could get it. England were just caught napping. Unusual outcome, but absolutely nothing wrong with it. That corner flag being part of the pitch furniture and therefore absolutely in play, the same as the umpire would be if it hit them and stayed on exactly the same. Both sides have to be aware. Sliding slaps across the pitch for England as the sun comes out here in Nottingham. Captain once again for England, bursting down that left-hand side, strong, authoritative down that channel. Walford just working the ball through, trying to get a free hit. Raised stick, appealing just a little bit, feeling that she should have won an earlier free hit. Ball into the circle, England contesting it, Wales trying to carry it out, do so on the backhand, will try and scoop that ball. So lovely attempted upright reverse. Ball on the pitch though, free hit given. England just backing away, not knocking that ball back. Wales having to create their own momentum, get that ball back in play, not allow England to dictate the pace of this game. Gierak again in the central midfield have rolled out to allow Wales to find the space down this left-hand side. Left-hand carry is a difficult one and England could steal it and come away. Ball infield down that right midfield channel. Little touch pass on. England now with a little bit of territory off a right foot, ball into the circle. Free hit given to Wales. England come out of that circle entry with nothing. Very few circle entries, meaningful circle entries for either side so far. That early Wales chance being the best for either side. 9 minutes gone in this first quarter. Wales lose possession but win its second phase. England working that ball back, keep it on the end of the stick. Can work forward, nice little reverse pass through that right midfield channel. Lovely little over the top dummy into the circle, trying to play across the face of goal. Goalkeeper touch, still scrambling. Goalkeeper saves really, really well and then kicks high to clear. Captain Walford takes it down on the forehand, can't get into the top of the circle. And Wales managed to get that ball away after England possession and opportunity. Around that right-hand side, carried forward and then behind the body of Liz McClintock, and Wales can reset. Really good goalkeeping for Wales. Rebecca Davies-Cox getting it away with a high clearance in the end. England stepping forward this time from that left defensive position, just pulling the ball under her feet. Rachel Ferguson trying to win the free hit and doing so, making sure that England can retain some territory and possession. Long rotation around the back. Pace between the fullbacks, trying to find half-back, but it's contested ball as it comes forwards. Wales working it through that central midfield channel. Bowyer carried it forward, sees the opportunity. Plays a long pass, but there's no connection. England's goalkeeper, Mel Install, getting that ball back in play. Plays for St Albans. She was voted England's player of the tournament back at those 2019 Europeans after some fantastic performances through that tournament. England, though, being forced a little bit further back. Good pressure from Wales. Sweep tackle penalised. Jess Goodwin unable to get the ball cleanly. Stick tackle, longer ball up, lead forward, out to that left-hand side. Horn finds the ball, plops it forward. Nice little lifted pass, finds the captain, Wolford, again out on that left-hand side. Pick and roll, under her arm, tries to find the ball under her arm. Self-pass taken really quickly. Penalised. Not sure why, it looked like it was an England free hit. The ball had been stopped, but umpire Saul Sohet deciding that it wasn't in the right place, had to be wider when it was restarted. England trying to force that ball in. Static Welsh defence, they'll take it. Now's the ball into the circle, opportunity to shoot, shoots wide. Disappointing for England, clean shooting opportunity. Can't quite get the touch required. Rachel Houghton unable to get the ball on target. England still with this high press, flat front three right across that 23-metre line. Ball, however, cleanly between the players, finding the little pocket of space, enabling Wales to get it right up over the halfway, up towards their opponent's 23, putting pressure on. Interception, really good interception, clean from Goodwin. Goodwin into the circle. England tackling back, but it's all on the reverse. Wales able to get the ball. Sadie Melalou gets it and then tries to play it in. England again scramble. Wales have the ball, back foot across goal, hits the post. England scramble clear with Mel Install running out of that, trying to get the ball away, having come back into play off that front edge. Wales with opportunity. England robbing in that midfield channel. Crossfield ball isn't clean, but gets there in the end. Bobbly pass finds its way to the skipper. Just 4 minutes to go in this first quarter. Wales 0, England 0. This women's over 35s international match here in Nottingham. The skipper holding a position. You'd suggest there was obstruction there. Looked like she was moving backwards into a static opponent. As you are new to this feed or to this sport, if you pick the ball up, you are allowed to pick the ball up with your back to your opponent, but then you can't back any further forward into their space. You need to rotate away off either shoulder, not create the obstruction and protect the ball. Missed first time pass down that right hand side. Difficult skill to execute. The open hand angled slap. Ball into the middle of the circle. England picked that up really, really well. On the reverse, trying to roll round to create opportunity. Hayes in the circle. Just gone outside potentially. Attempted touch in front of Davies Cox's goal. Comes to nothing for England. Opportunities for England. A little bit higher up the pitch. Wales can reset. Ball out on their right hand side. Donna Smith will just get play back underway. Lovely turn through the middle of midfield, and Wales have space down the right hand side. Feet round, eyes up, trying to play that little loop pass down. England covering. Good movement from Sarah Cockayne to cover that down under pressure from Nia Hughes. Good ball out to the right. England do have enough pace, just about to try and keep it in play. The swinging attempt comes to nothing as cover from Anthea Barrington, just denies England clean outlet ball. Nice post up for Wales, then ball through centre midfield. It's still a little bit skippy. Wales have it under control. Then they go long and hard up to the circle. Takes a touch off an England stick, and Wales will get the restart. Restart on that 23-metre line. A little bit wider. Kat Gurak just asked to take it slightly further away from the Middle of the pitch. Contact in the middle. Welsh player goes to ground, but Wales find that lateral transfer. Ball out on the right-hand side. Hit off the right foot, comes in to the England circle. Nice ball in from Donna Smith. Wales again have the restart. Continued high pressure and territory. Just 90 seconds left in this first quarter. Ball into the England circle again. No connection. But takes an England touch and Wales will restart again. Good passage of play for Wales. Opportunity wide out on the right hand side. There is that right hand ball in down the baseline now. Wales, can they get their eyes up and find an infringement in the circle to get a set piece opportunity? Nothing coming. England working their way forward, but turnover ball once again, not clean passing out of the circle. Little touch in, cross Mel Install's goal. Install with that left foot clearance, still back to Wales. Wales working it in the circle, comes to nothing, and England get a chance just to reset. Concerted pressure from Wales. 90 seconds of high territory and possession. Well, umpires have communicated, seen a defensive touch, and Wales will get that chance to restart still with 40 seconds to go in this first quarter. More controlled territory and possession from Wales. Wales back foot hit into the middle of the D, takes touch, goes through Install, and that is the opening goal. A fabulous touch, reverse touch it looked like for Wales, and a brilliant finish by Eve Bowyer to deflect it under the feet of Mel Install as she came forwards. Bowyer opens the scoring. Here we see a replay, nice little reverse ball, hit in flat and hard, and a beautiful reverse touch from Bowyer showing all of her skills. And the hooter goes for the end of the first quarter. A fabulous finish to those 17.5 minutes by Wales. Beautiful deflection in from Bowyer to open the scoring. Great control and dexterity. And after that 17.5 minute first period, it's Wales 1, England 0 here in Nottingham. Both sides making their way back out onto the pitch after that short quarter time break. 17.5 minutes per quarter here. A 2-minute break allowing both coaches, Ryan Casson and Gareth Ikett, to have words with their sides. For Wales, a fabulous last 3 or 4 minutes in that first quarter, rounded off by the beautiful goal from Eve Bowyer with a reverse touch inside the circle, and Wales get us underway for the second quarter here in Nottingham. Still playing from right to left in those red shirts. A little bit scrappy for both sides in the opening 10 minutes, really. Lack of purpose on the passes. Either coach, I'm sure, will be wanting the back divisions to just play the ball around a little bit more smartly, give teammates more time on the ball. Wales able to win it back when they put their high press on. England are able to get the ball cleanly clear on regular occasions. There is Gareth Ikett just jumping on the sideline, trying to help a side out, creating energy himself and hoping that will pass on to the players on the pitch in front of him. England with a good three-person, two-pass transfer. Contact down beneath our camera position, and England will reset. Helps will get us underway. Still down the right-hand side. Nice little touch by Jenna Gallagher. Wales creating that pressure on the ball. trying to deny England easy entry towards the top of their circle. England, however, with a little bit of pressure of their own, carries. Lovely reverse tackle, brilliantly executed from Gierak. On the reverse, takes the ball away and wins the free hit. The tackle from England coming in was a heavy challenge. England still with that horseshoe ring press around the ball. Open hander slap. Good disguise from Wales trying to get that ball clear. They do so down the right-hand side. Hit ball long from Sloane. Finds the inside run of Amelia Dunn. Trying to get on the end of the ball. Does. Finds the baseline into the circle. Trying to create the set play opportunity. But the ball just intercepted and left behind by Dunn. And England can work the ball forward. Nice hit pass. Left to right into the central midfield position. Just losing a little accuracy, England, at the moment. Probably need to look at getting a third or a fourth pass accurately stick to stick before they try and force through channels. Wales working the ball nicely out and round. Kira Horn works the ball out to the left-hand side. Good forward run from Ferguson, offering opportunity for Wales. Forward run, punched in and then dropped out, trying to collapse the press in front of them. Clever play from Wales, good off the ball movement. Castle will be happy, you would think, with the amount of work off the ball to create passing opportunities for England. That's a little reckless. It's a heavy challenge coming in, could easily have been penalised. Anthea Barrington working very well through that midfield channel. England's tackling just a metre of footwork away from where it needs to be. Beautiful move from Gierak through central midfield. Wales finding space down the left-hand side. England coming back. There's a foot there. The chasing defence from Nat Hayes, giving away the free hit. Wales again, hit ball in. Surely would have been deemed to be somewhere close to dangerous as it came in, hit hard. Rule is about danger, not about height, obviously. England can work the ball down through its right-hand side, as they have done. Inside ball into midfield, but cut out once again. Wales doing really well to read that passage of play. Looked like a foot, neither umpire saw it. England then can play on. Good step forwards down the right-hand side. Now a little bit of distance. Good early lead from England up that right-hand side. Good movement from Hall. England again, off the back foot, cut across the face of Davies-Cox's goal. She had to come out to make sure that she had those angles covered. On the left-hand side, England trying to work their way into the back of the circle. Nothing coming from it. Wales given the free hit as England tried to go in across that T point where the shooting circle line cuts that baseline. Wales can reset. 6 England players, 2 high banks of 3. Wales decide to go over the top. Ball played down, unable to be taken down cleanly by Dawn Knight. England can try and restart. Rachel Ferguson will get them underway. Ferguson goes for the hit ball up the left-hand side. It's got a little bit of a skip on it. Makes it difficult both for defence and attack. Wales can then restart again themselves. Emma Lewis can get that underway. Goes and collects the ball and then just runs away out to the right-hand side of our pictures, creating that back 3 platform. Wales, that's a risky ball to go into contested midfield space. Kat Gierak having to do really, really well to work through that channel. Important for either player, either team, if they're posting up in contested midfield space, to just try and hold between the defenders so that when they're receiving it, they're not getting the ball with 2 defenders closing them down from behind. Try and get the ball, the pass, to break the line of the opponent. Skipper cuts infield. Good movement from Wolford, but tackled. That's a poor forward pass in the end for Amelia Dunn, who's done very well so far for Wales down that right-hand side, hassled and harried. England choosing to go deep and round as Wales now have their press on the halfway line. A little pressure on the England back three enables them to get high and wide. Ball into the top of the circle on the angle is lifted slightly. Wales not being able to take it down cleanly. Hayes just working her feet round. Penalised for obstruction. Hayes looking a little confused if she felt that she had got a clean ball. Nice little push pass through a channel, showing the importance, the accuracy of the pass as well as the pace. Little reverse stick, pop forwards, really good early movement from Dunn down the left-hand side. Finds the crossfield ball. No support there. Could see what the intention was from Dunn. Looking for the supporting run coming up from Kath Fuge. Tireless forward running so far from Dawn Knight. Limited amount of opportunity on the ball so far. Sweeping a stick across, creating that physical barrier. England being forced to go all the way back, deep back onto their own baseline. Hit ball once again through that diagonal channel. Attempted intercept for Wales, comes to nothing. England able to work down that right-hand side. Hayes off the right channel. Misses it, unfortunately, after Catherine Evans had been bustled off the ball slightly in that midfield area. Evans on the ball now, will reset. England still prepared to stay high, not yet able to execute a particularly good press. That's a loose ball, however, from Evans that allows England to get through that right midfield channel. Lovely little pop pass, trying to work that ball through. Contact at the top of the circle. Hayes goes to the right foot across the goal, driving kick clearance from Davies-Cox out over the sideline. Good attacking circle entry from England. The initial pass from Wales was a little bit too cute. Now Hayes once again goes right and then fakes and goes left inside the circle. Penalised once again for turning, and Nat Hayes is going to have to adjust her body position slightly when she carries it forward. Saw Shohat not liking how she's carrying the ball consistently through that right midfield area. Wales flat transfer. England players in those channels should be able now to pick the ball up. They do pick the ball up. Fake pass to the left and then cut forward. Good ball carry. Wales missed the opportunity to cut England into the circle. That's a good flat stick tackle from Wales. Approximately halfway through this second quarter, Wales still with that single goal lead, that great reverse touch from Bowyer at the end of the first quarter to give us the Wales 1, England 0 scoreline. Feels like either side at this moment in time, it's a little bit turnover. First phase wins, unfortunately, turns into second phase turnover. Lateral transfer needs to be harder. That kind of pass, unfortunately, poorly executed. England trying to play it forwards hard, takes a foot. They're given the opportunity and the advantage. That's a lovely little steal. Nice little jab tackle from Girak. Girak stepping forward again, having backed off the requisite 5 metres. Skipper Vicky Walford just trying to reclaim that. Wales cutting forward. That's lovely little individual skills, that ability to cut a ball right to left for Wales to pick up the foot and the free hit. Pick up and move once again. Nice first time ball opportunity for Wales. England in the back of their defence lose possession. There's a pass to the top of the circle. Comes into the top of the circle. Melissa's come out and been beaten. Ball through her feet, but she gets enough of a touch. Then it's scrappy and messy. Both sides missing the opportunity to either clear or convert. And England in the end get the restart. But very fortunate for England after great pressure from Wales, making the most of poor England clearances. Clever from Wales, good tactics. Feels like they're offering England the opportunity to go out wide to their flanks and then stepping in and closing down. This 3-2-3-2 formation working well for them. The front two staying relatively narrow, offering the half-back space, and then that midfield, that pair plus a 3, can step forward and intercept. Girak once again, who's been standout for Wales so far this afternoon. clever composure. Goes to the overhead. Is it into space? No, it's into congestion and therefore turned over straight away. Restart from where the ball was lifted. 2 players stationary and static where the point of landing is. So the danger point is where the ball first went up. To restart the individual carry from Louise Casey up that left-hand side. Question the choice a little bit, cutting right to left onto the backhand. However, that one, lovely little ball, ghosted in. All of a sudden gets stuck under the feet of Davies-Cox. You can only imagine that ball was spinning because the first time pass in was an open-handed slap across the ball, a slingshot effect to create the power, but in doing so just spanned the ball, probably meant it was spinning and turning as it came into the circle, and Davies-Cox very nearly got it caught under her feet. High forward pressure. Rachel Houghton prepared to just step across, long reaching reverse, creating that physical barrier, getting in the face of the opponent. Wales working through congested channel. Nice little ball infield, however, it's well worked through, or attempted well worked through that little triangle of space. Wales making good choices as they're working through those channels. England forced to go back to a split full-back pairing. Create the width through the back 2. Ball carried forward. Little left to right carry, needs little pop out. There's a pop out. Good movement off the ball for England. Ferguson giving the opportunity. Half fit now down that right-hand side. Lifted ball out, difficult to take, but England working well as a pair down the right-hand side. That looked like it had gone over the sideline. It had indeed. Lucy Field unable to get it under control. Wales forced back. Less than 5 minutes to go in this first half. That's a lovely, accurate ball to split the forward press. No recipient, but actually playing for territory, playing for space was pretty much all that Emma Lewis could do. Ball in the heart of her circle with very little forward options. Can England replicate against Wales what Wales did to them at the end of the first quarter? That last 3 or 4 minutes for Wales was a fantastic dominant period in the first quarter. Ball into the circle. Can England get anything on it? They can't. Forced back, repelled yet again. Free hit or a sideline restart has been given. Wales certainly aren't going to help England by going to get the ball, and neither would you expect them to. It's all England's time at this moment. 3.5 minutes to go in this first half, end of the second quarter. No set plays for either side yet. Both teams, you would feel a little disappointed with the scrappy nature of turnovers. Wales with the opportunity off the England post. England with the opportunity off the goalkeeper's feet. Oh, that looked like a foot in the circle. The umpire's communicating, however, and saying that it was an England foul. Wales can have the ball and they will restart. Down the right-hand side. In and out again, collapsing the press. Good choice of pass. Wales, however, being forced further and further back as England, knowing the clock is not on their side, choose to step forward. Little reverse stick ball back, and Wales showing composure to pass the ball around the back. That, however, is a chase ball, and England can step up. 2.5 minutes to go in this first half. Wales, lovely little first time ball out, and then the cut in field. Delightful knowledge and skill. Wales once again, there's the ball in from Knight, first time, and then across from Dunn, trying to find that long chase from Sadie Melilio out down that right-hand side. Unable to connect, but good movement, instinctive passing and knowledge for Wales. And back in their own defensive zone. 2 minutes to go in this first half. Can they find opportunity? They thought that they should have had a penalty corner just moments ago. Haven't done so. And Wales, by winning that ball deep. England a little bit loose on that transfer. Wales with high territory. Goal scorer Bowyer certainly is not going to rush to get that ball back in play. As they work the time through. Bowyer, ball in hand. Encouraging the forward movement from Nia Hughes. Hughes Hughes goes for the slap, and it is actually allowed to carry on, but, well, it was given as dangerous. Working towards the last 60 seconds of this first half. England a goal behind. So that deflected ball from Bowyer between the feet of Install. Caught out a little bit, mobile and moving in her save after the fabulous flat, powerful hit in from Wales. England now pressing up. Will they go for a high press in the last seconds, chasing the ball down, trying to do lateral transfer. Nice first time ball for Wales, gives them the time and the opportunity. Great attempted hit on the bobbly ball. You could see the open wrist and the whip through to drive that down the left hand side. Target of the goal scorer, Eve Bowyer. First time touch once again, a little bit loose, and then the ball in field. Bowyer finds the foot, and Wales can restart. Last 10 seconds, you feel they'll manage this. They can go directly in. Free hit outside the 23. Lovely little ball off. England caught napping. If they can get this into the circle, opportunity to win penalty corner, and there isn't one. Because whilst Wales attacked down the left-hand side, the England defence were just a little bit off the pace, but the hooter goes for the end of the second period, and therefore the first half here in Nottingham. It's Wales 1, England 0 at the end of that second quarter. The goal from Eve Bowyer, the difference between the two sides. Fabulous first 35 minutes of play. Left to right, trying to work that right earlier on today. And the highlights from those first 35 minutes coming up shortly. Left to right, trying to work that right-hand channel, very little in front of her. Heavy challenge, but Wales into the bottom of the circle, looking to get the ball across. Carry forward Wales, a ball opportunity there. Penalty corner possibly, but then off a foot in the end. Nothing given. Wales, great advantage played. Couple of heavy challenges coming in that circle. Look forward, nice little reverse pass through that right midfield channel. Lovely little over the top dummy into the circle, trying to play across the face of goal. Goalkeeper touch, still scrambling. Goalkeeper saves really, really well and then kicks high to clear. Captain Wolfer takes it down on the forehand, can't get into the top of the circle. And Wales managed to get that ball ahead, deciding that it wasn't in the right place, had to be wider when it was restarted. England trying to force that ball in. Static Welsh defence, they'll take it now. As the ball into the circle, opportunity to shoot, shoots wide. Disappointing for England, clean shooting opportunity. Can't quite get the touch required, but it's all on the reverse. Wales able to get the ball. Sadie Melalou gets it and then tries to play it in. England again scramble. Wales have the ball, back foot across goal, hits the post. England scramble clear with Mel Install running out of that, trying to get the ball away, having come back into play off that front edge. More controlled territory and possession from Wales. Wales back foot hit into the middle of the D, takes touch, goes through Install, and that is the opening goal. A fabulous touch, reverse touch it looked like for Wales, and a brilliant finish by Eve Bowyer to deflect Cox out over the sideline. Good attacking circle entry from England. The initial pass from Wales was a little bit too cute. Now Hayes once again goes right and then fakes and goes left inside the circle. Penalised once again for turning. Pick up and move once again. Nice first time ball opportunity for Wales. England in the back of their defence lose possession. There's a pass to the top of the circle. Comes into top of the circle. Melissa's come out and been beaten. Ball through her feet, but she gets enough of a touch. Then it's scrappy and messy. Both sides missing the opportunity to either clear or So with the teams going in for that half-time break here in Nottingham, scoreline reads Wales 1, England 0, courtesy of that Eve Bowyer deflection right at the end of the first quarter. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with you for all the second half action.
happy, and thanks so much for everyone that's been part of these wonderful days. And yeah, it's been a very, very special time for me. Thank you.
Left to right, trying to work that right-hand channel, very little in front of her. Welcome back to the Nottingham Hockey Centre for this invitational series of matches taking place over this weekend and next. We're watching the women's over 35s competition with Wales taking on England. Wales took that narrow 1-0 lead at the end of their first quarter, courtesy of a fabulously well taken Eve Bowyer goal. England need to find something just a little bit better in this second 35 minutes, 2 periods of 17 and a half. Circle entries have been limited, certainly with the ball under control. Nat Hayes with the best of them, but being penalised by umpire Saul Shohet on a number of occasions for her ball carrying position, obstructing. The other England probably just need to find some opportunities around the outside edges of the circle. Wales, however, doing very well on turnover with good high pressure and a really well set up tactical formation. 3-2-3-2 providing real pressure. England get us underway for this second half, playing from right to left in their white shirts, blue skorts, blue socks. Wales defending the goal away to our left in those red vests, black skorts and red socks. The possession and territory fairly evenly split between both sides. Either side pressing well at times, denying gaps through midfield. England trying to work the ball forward up the left. Nothing going for Louise Cassie. Wales getting that possession. Cassie deemed to have taken the ball out over the sideline. It's a miss hit, a topped hit. Skipper Vicky Wolford getting the ball back on the forehand, but stolen, double teamed by her opponents. Little reverse stick pop pass goes past Jenna Gallagher's stick. England rotation infield, very well done. However, the interception very nearly coming through that middle position by goal scorer Bowyer, willing to step out aggressively to put pressure on England, but they've got round the back. England now opportunity, eyes up, 2-on-1 of the last defender, first ball into top of the circle. Well defended, pops up, good advantage in the first instance, but England win their first penalty corner of the afternoon. Ball up off the defender, deemed dangerous by umpire Annette Harvey. Really good counter-attack. Lovely ball down that right-hand side. Pick up, Peel, infield. Finds the supporting run. Killett infield. Goes first time touch. Second touch pass. Takes a stick up. Ball popping up off Cat Evans. England have their penalty corner. Nia Castle will be the skipper. Vicky Wolford on that Nia Castle. Out to the Newcastle attempt is poor, and then the hit is into the turf. Surely lifted it was indeed. It wasn't a clean, accurate injection. Wolford, the striker, had to take it herself. The ball was in the wrong place, pushed down into the turf and popped up dangerously. Wales pushed back a little bit. Slow ball enables England to step out on a press. Opportunity missed. Bobbling and skipping across that Welsh backline. England trying everything they can just to get a touch on the ball, missing the touch. Wales forced back again, and England can step up again. The press coming high and hard, stepping forward, led. Kate Costin winning the ball back. Back foot cross, trying to go across face of goal, goes back stick shot. Defended really well once again, trying to play the ball in for England, forcing it, working it hard and aggressively. But Emma Lewis gets the ball away. Wales just take a breath. Wolford reads the deflected ball from Gallagher. England still going forward, feels a little bit first phase. It is congested, contested space. Questions raised, should they go out and around the back or laterally when they win the ball back? Attempted lateral pass, not clean. Wales hack it away down the pitch. No high lead as a target. England now literally going lateral, finding a little bit more space. Touch off the foot of Sarah Sloane. England will take the restart. Heavy challenges rattled in on English sticks. Sarah Daly winning the penalty corner for England, their second of the afternoon. Here we see the early free hit taken down, out down the left-hand side. Rotation in there. First time attempted tackle was heavy coming in from Rhea Cannon, and then the stick tackle after that. Daly happy, delighted with the outcome. And once again, Nia Castle, skipper Wolford, second Castle, Kerry Horn. Goes short. England still out to the backhand. So, well, average injection at best, but it hits the toe of the crouched defender. But for England, that's a poor set play. The injection to the backhand has not gone where it needed to be. Wales injury in the heart of the circle, meaning that England do get a re-award because it came off the toes of the Welsh defender. Feel that if it's Field who is taking the injection, needs to be positive about the direction and the pace. The last one that they tried to play out to Nikki Kellett was still on her backhand. It's going to come out to anybody, needs to be an accurate hard injection. Give the set play unit the time to get a shot away. Wales defending, 2-2 defence, goalkeeper ready. Out to top, better injection. Now it's a missed trap rather than anything else. Captain Wolf just gets the ball around, tries to work it back into the circle. Wales scrambling. Whistle gone by the disengaged umpire. Season infringement. Wales can reset as the masks and the gloves go hurtling into the back fence. Wolford steps forward, the captain reads that, but then so does teammate, and the contact between two England players then means it comes in Wales' favour as England just fail to get the ball clear. Now trying to work it clear on the forehand. Surely Wales will win that piece of the forehand tackle. They do, they get the free hit. A bit of contact and contest between England and Wales on the edge of the England shooting circle. Wales restarting, little lateral pass out to Barrington. Barrington tries to play it in, dwells on the ball a little bit too long. Skipper Wolford feeling that she should have got the free hit. Wales with the ball now out down the right-hand side, try to work it around. Just left behind underneath the feet, but good pace from Sloane. But because the ball was back underneath her feet, penalised. England with the restart out wide on their defensive left-hand pocket. Welsh press high, putting pressure on, forcing England to force the ball through contested channels. Yes, they get the sideline, they work it. Not necessarily in a controlled manner, but a deflected manner up this left-hand side. It's a loose ball opportunity in the middle of the circle. Jab, tackle. Surely there was no contact on the ball there. Have England managed to get away with that? They have indeed. A long corner. Jess Goodwin did everything she possibly needed to jab that ball away, and then the contact from England in defence, you feel, well, I have to say that should have been a penalty corner for Wales, their first set play, but they get the long corner, the 23-metre restart. Really did look like Jess Goodwin had done all that she needed to do to win that set play opportunity. Third party obstruction blown against Wales, and England will now get the ball with opportunity to restart. Either side needing to make earlier decisions, execute passes just that little bit quicker. England territory down the right hand side, work the ball forward, nice little drop infield, attempted return. Gives England the ball out wide, or attempted possession out wide. England stepping forwards, double teaming, ball carry, a little bit of lifted ball into McClintock, means she can restart. England with the ball to circle on the baseline, comes not dangerously away over the baseline. The touch coming to nothing. England looking over their shoulders, how high do they want to press? Where's the leadership coming from in this press? A flat front three to a large extent. Wales going out to that half-back position. The hit does get away. It's a long, slow movement, but a clean strike, showing the value of that powerful hit. England forced all the way back. Cockayne now faced with the challenge of getting the ball clear from that Welsh press. 5 players trying to set up high, deny outlets. England were brave on the first pass, but the second pass is not accurate enough. They have to chase back. They get punished because the pass, the left defender to the left midfielder, doesn't get there quickly enough. Both Wales and England with good noise around this ground. Other teams that have stayed to watch their matches, as we say, this is the first weekend of international competition here in Nottingham. 56 teams in all across the 2 weekends from England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales, with some invitation sides brought in just to make sure everybody gets good opportunity to play. There's a festival of Masters hockey after the period away for the game for most of these sides because of the pandemic. However, the teams that are involved taking every single game very seriously. Preparation. England now opportunity, 2-on-1 of the last defender, the long ball through. There needs to be a drop off, nothing in the middle of the circle. That was the ball. Good running in the end in terms of support. Nat Hayes trying to get up there. Maybe a lack of communication. The high ball all the way through needed a 90-degree drop off, not the penalty, the ball over the penalty spot. England could have worked that 2-on-1 against the last defender. On the right hand side, can England find that baseline entry into the circle? The Welsh touch gives England the restart out on the 23. Ball into circle, lovely little interception ball from Wales, working hard defensively just to try and protect the middle of their circle. That narrow defence created by their tactical framework, meaning that England really struggling to come down through the middle of the pitch. Just being asked to calm down a little bit, that coming off a foot, surely they'll win the free hit outside. They do win the free hit. Wales forced to back off, giving the ball carrier the 5-metre space. Attempted ball in, good post up by Kellett. England get the ball down? Was that 5 metres in the first instance? It was allowed. The captain, Wolford, just working the ball around. Really good movement on the forehand. England with the advantage. The back foot shot is not dangerous. Swing and a miss, but there's no defender around to influence play. Penalty corner given. Questions to the umpire. And boos echo out around the ground for the England's 4th set play win. There's the spin in the top of the circle. The ball bobbles through in the end. Coming out, that swing and a miss is not dangerous to anybody. England working through that deemed to be a stick contact and therefore a foul. England's 4th set play of the afternoon. They need to be more accurate than they have been so far. Near Castle. Sarah Cockayne, will she be given enough chance? It needs to be an accurate injection and trap. The skipper, Vicky Wolford, on the right hand attacking Castle. I'll suggest at the moment the injection isn't direct enough and flat hard enough to get all that way across. It's not rolled in. It's a lack of communication, because absolutely Sarah Cockayne needed that to be a little roll in. She's a hitter, a striker, and that ball needed to be in the circle before she attempted to hit it. The stopper on the edge of the D not supporting that set play move with a little roll in. It was a clean trap. Potentially the worry that had got into the minds of the stick stopper after that bobbled attempt on the last set play. England try to pick it off. That's a lovely touch and turn. England infield. Now that's a player on the ground with a long trailing foot. Jenna Gallagher, you've got to feel a little bit lucky not to be penalised, as Nikki Kellett had cut infield. Kellett again with the ball. Well, Wales looking a little disappointed by that, but you have to say just moments ago Jenna Gallagher had gone into that with a long reaching tackle, but left her left leg, lower left leg, down on the floor and created a long, or you call it a long cricket barrier really if you were looking at other sports, and that was a barrier that England could not get through. Touch off an England stick though, and Wales will restart. 4 or so minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. That scoreline staying the same. That early Eve Bowyer goal at the end of the 1st quarter, the difference between the two sides. Neither goalkeeper, you feel, really called into a huge amount of action. Both sides busy, energetic across the top of the circles, but minimal clear chances inside either D. Long ball through, Wales stepping forward. Aggressive for Wales, they move through a defensive channel, they then get the free hit, they've got that ball away, they're allowed to take it, nothing wrong with that. Bowyer finds the ball out to the left hand side. Nice long ball out to the left hand side. Unfortunately Sadie Melialou can't get on the end of it until it hits the baseline, taking herself away from the top of the circle. Wales play it back out of that dead zone in the bottom corner of the pitch. Free hit given, England forced to restart. The attempted quick restart by Natalie Hayes not allowed, and Wales have the ball. Something going on away out of the left hand side of our shot. Little conversation over in front of the technical bench, but we do then have a restart. Carrying the ball down that left hand side. Really interesting to see a stick position from Sadie Melialou as she carries it down the left. If you put your stick in front of the ball as you're running in that line, then it's a stick obstruction. Defenders just have to remain strong, set themselves, move the feet. England, that's good defence. Wales, however, with ball on stick, rolling forward, and then 3 white shirts swarming the ball carrier. Hit ball out, diagonal ball, find space down the left-hand side. England very little in front of them. Need to recycle and not force. Overlapping run then comes through the midfield channel after Kiri Horn, who cleverly kept the ball under control, taking the pace out of it. Vicky Wolford trying to get the diagonal ball across the top of the circle. Doesn't manage to do so. England now, the time ticking away. Plenty of time left, but they'll know that the clock is not on their side. Wolford, the free hit outside means she can go directly into the circle. A little bit of an angle, picked up really well by Hayes on the forehand. Doesn't manage to get it round her feet though. The post up took her away from goal. Lovely sweep reverse tackle on the edge. Challenge connection from Knight. However, Knight unable to find the pass in field. England, nice little first time movement out. Supporting run from Cockayne all the way down the right hand side, trying to get back in touch. Hayes then with the forward run, doesn't manage to get on the end of the ball. Getting a little bit stretched at times. Wales forced back for long periods in this third quarter. England, you feel, however, will be and should be frustrated by an inability to get the ball clearly onto sticks in the shooting circle. Lovely little long ball slapped down the sideline. Opportunity for a high posted forward. Long to go in this third quarter. Scoreline still the same. That's the sort of ball that England need to avoid. It's a half hit from the middle of their defence. It doesn't give the teammate any time on the ball. The Welsh press can just shuffle across, slide the number of defenders they've got, put pressure on the ball carrier as it arrives. To make those lateral balls, they have to be purposeful. They have to be with some speed. Wales executing better now. Getting around the back, trying to create opportunity and angle to pass. They go long. It's the one-on-one opportunity. The attempted post up from Dawn Knight, trying to get that ball under control. The one-on-one defence. Wales happy to leave two players high up the pitch to make the most of those long hit balls. England with space down the right-hand side. Is the clock going to beat them? I feel that it may well do so. And it does indeed, as the Hooters go for the end of the third period. 3 periods of 17.5 minutes, just one goal separating these sides as both just tire a little. Some of the passing and set play opportunities not quite as crisp as they may like as they go in to the huddle for the last time with their coaches. The final few words of inspiration, and you feel that Ryan Casson, the Welsh coach, will be the happier as his side with that novel 3-2-3-2 formation have held the middle of the pitch well, and they hold that lead as they take this little short break. It is still here in Nottingham. Wales 1, England 0. 17.5 minutes just to play. Final quarter here in Nottingham. Can England find something to get them back on parity with Wales? Wales with that goal bang at the end of the first quarter. England need to find a little bit more drive, aggression and energy, and particularly clean ball into that Welsh circle. The Welsh circle lined up, defensive patterns lined up, back three with a two-player screen in front of it, enabling them to really congest the middle of the pitch. And you feel that England need to be smart enough now to decide that the opportunities come through wide midfield channels and then into the circle. Just trying to go direct is unlikely to get them the outcome that they want. Wales now, game management. Where are the opportunities? Knight doing well to hold on to the ball and then finding that infield to Kath Fuge. Fuge trying to find the return pass. Oh, no whistle. Oh, there is in the end a whistle. Skipper Victoria Wolford just needs to stay calm. Get her side around her, playing with purpose. This might be classified as an invitational festival of Masters hockey here in Nottingham, but neither side willing to give any quarter. Both sides will value a win here this afternoon in Nottingham. Played into the circle, the ball's outside the 23 to start with, and the touch comes up off a Welsh stick, so England allowed to restart. Those restarts need to be crisp, they need to be purposeful. Good take, first time touch infield, changes all the angles, exactly the right thing to do from McClintock. The space that she's created gives England the opportunity down that right hand side. Ball in is not a clean hit. Could see what the attempted pass was for England across the top of the circle. Looking for Daly in front of the goalkeeper. Gary Horn leading that forward line as well, trying to get the deflections. Same thing, good energy from England. The step up pressure, meaning that Wales just passed that ball harmlessly off the sideline, allowing England to regain possession. Wales need to take care of that ball when they win it. And just like this, reset, manage the clock. Recognise the phase of play. Played through, takes a touch off the stick of Dawn Knight, bobbles harmlessly. Wales opting for that long ball option, trying to avoid having to build the play through midfield potentially where they might give possession away. England similarly opting the long hit, trying to get the ball away down the left hand side, comes to back to Wales, and this hit was topped. Attempted powerful hit. As you hit and look up at the same moment, just steps the body up and away from the ball, resulting in that topped hit. Wales, good two-pass transfer. They go for the same hit ball up the left-hand side. Good power on it, then interception from England. England staying in that same channel though. Diagonal ball into that middle, chasing it down. Last touch by Wales, so Wales having to regroup, get themselves back. It's a lovely angled slap pass, looking for the opportunistic run in the front line. Trying to get up the pitch, Amelia Dunn encouraging teammates to come up that little bit higher. Now resetting as the free hit gets taken just outside that 23-metre zone. Reversed, attempted reverse, receive poor from Sarah Daly. Needed more of a touch on that. Had to get it, had to try it on the reverse to just have feet around and be able to accelerate into the channel. That's a nice little movement infield from England. It'll come back to them as a free hit because McClintock had cut infield and been fouled. England just checking the ball. Opportunity to go that little bit longer. Not deemed to be dangerous. The hit from Ferguson. Captain Wolford carries that forward, tries to go right to left, didn't have enough distance on the lateral movement to get round the flat sticks in front of her. Wales able to double team the defence, two defenders around the ball carrier. Wales static, potentially getting tired at the end, towards the end, 13 minutes to go in this matchup between England and Wales over 35s women. 12.5 minutes to go. No stick obstruction blown. England get the restart. That right to left carry, not deemed to be a foul in any way, stick in a natural position. Ball touched outside the circle, allowing it to go into the circle. All Knight carries forward, little clip hit. Long ball forwards. Feels a little bit like a kick for touch. Wales at times being forced into long periods of possession, but working well as a unit. Giving England high, clean ball really. Looked like it had gone off. Umpire felt exactly the same. obviously a completely different side to the over 35 team that won both the World Cup and the Europeans for England. Selection redone every 2 years, new groups of players having to reselect, keeping the game open for, I believe, all of the international programs that are here for Masters. Teams reselected form and fitness, obviously, as well as the age restriction, the age band restriction. Masters community growing and growing around the world. The first men's over 80s game will take place in September at Bisham Abbey. England versus the Netherlands, as far as I'm aware. Over 80s formally recognised match. Or 18 different age groups around the world now recognised by World Masters Hockey. Single governing body recognised by the FIH, covering all auspices of international masters. World Cup next year, as I said, there'll be, hopefully COVID permitting, there'll be an event here, one in South Africa, one in Tokyo. Teams combining that keenness and enthusiasm for international competition with a real camaraderie, desire to meet and see teammates and adversaries. That's a turnover ball opportunity for England as they can now work forward through that midfield channel. Ball forward to the captain. Captain carries forward, has opportunity, goes out onto the backhand into the circle. Stick tackle in the D will be another set play award. The 5th for England. Wales yet to get on the board with their set plays. Missed pass, and that just shows how much you can be penalised as you get tired. Lovely little, that's a perfectly weighted ball for the skipper. Thought there was an opportunity to play the ball on the reverse, then that carry, natural carry position. And Kat Gierak in with a heavy challenge. So left-hand Castle is the strike from Sarah Cockayne if the ball is stopped and rolled in cleanly. Right-hand Castle, Vicky Wolford. Needs a clean, powerful injection to give time at the top of the circle. There is time, there's the roll in, but it's under the feet. Ball in, England given the advantage, it's into the goalkeeper, it's under the goalkeeper, and England have equalised. It's not going to go down as the cleanest move that you've ever seen, but England with an opportunity in the circle. Second or third phase passes that were a little bit loose, off target. Doesn't matter, however. Movement in through zigzag pass. In and under the goalkeeper, and there's the final touch and the goal scored by Lucy Field. She's delighted to have equalised for England, and with 9 minutes left on the clock, we've got Wales 1, England 1 here in Nottingham. So 8 minutes to go here at Nottingham Hockey Centre. England with that equalising goal. Lucy Field, the scorer, to negate the early deflected goal from Eve Bowyer. England with their 5th penalty corner. It was an attempted worked penalty corner, a zigzag move, but wasn't clean and then got stuck under the feet of Rebecca Davies-Cox. England profiting as the ball just rolled gently, harmlessly to start with between her feet, and then Lucy Field was able to just push it, poke it over the goal line. England trying to work around that right-hand corner. There are spaces on that baseline as Wales contest and compact the top and the middle of their circle. You feel that neither side willing to settle for a draw. Wales attempted transfer. They do transfer out to the right-hand side, but the ball arrives with pressure. England able to get there at the same time as the ball. Little poke ball backwards doesn't really help. Kate Gierak trying to get out. That arrives from Donna Smith with a great big ear. You can have it. Hit ball through, a little topped ball through. Wolford gets enough of a touch, but not enough to take it under control. Then the attempted first time pass is allowed, surprisingly, by McClintock on the reverse. Wolford, that's a clever spin into the top of the circle and a vital interception for Wales. England finding a little bit more space through that right-hand channel. That's a good reaching tackle. England will still have the ball. Ferguson has it, but Emma Lewis making the reverse stick interception. That Hayes off the right foot. It's not clean into the circle. Penalty corner is given. Penalty corner, set play opportunity number 6 for England. The ball just caught the trailing foot down the right-hand side once again. There's the free hit and sideline restart. England in and then through. First time pass causing confusion. Hayes just working that off her right foot, and the chasing defender, Girac, unable to see the ball and therefore not get out of the way. Same setup. Cockayne surely will be wanting a clean opportunity to strike. Tis Newcastle touch in. There's the feet in the right position. That's a driven hit towards that left-hand post. Field unable to get a touch, but it can't have been going deliberately for the defender, for the injector, sorry. Cleaner routine for England. 5 minutes to go. England looking to try and find a way to get the winner. The high press, but even more aggressive. Skipper Wolford stepping in behind, gets a swinging tackle in to allow Hayes just to try and get that ball across. The attempted jab tackle from Wales deemed illegal. England have the restart. Wales defending brilliantly deep in their circle, the middle of the pitch with good numbers. Lots of work off the ball. Hit ball in across the circle. Wales just scramble it away. Anywhere will do. Wolford, captain strike towards the goalkeeper. Gets a toe poke to get it away. England still have second phase in the D. Working it down the baseline across, very nearly across. Given as a penalty stroke. Must be deliberate foul in the circle. Down the right-hand side. Comes across. Touched. Clearance goes anywhere. Captain gets a hit on it. Goalkeeper saves. Toe poke away. Taken on that left-hand side. Rotation through, that must be seen as a penalty stroke. The whistle was already blown for the foul by Nia Hughes. The heavy, hard tackle by Hughes deemed to be illegal, denying a goal-scoring opportunity or a deliberate foul in the D. Umpire Annette Harvey with no question. Cockayne, shuffle step, goalkeeper dummied, down, the goalie dives down to her right, Cockayne goes to her right. There is the goal that opens the gap by 1 between these two teams. A penalty stroke gives England the lead. England 2, Wales 1. Cockayne steps up, little double shuffle step, sets herself ready, in, opens the blade, pushes down that right-hand corner. That's the goal that gives England the lead. Wales with possession. They now have to find something. 4.5 minutes to play in this women's over 35 clash. Wales versus England. England falling behind to that early deflected Bowyer opportunity. Play has paused because Wales have chosen to sub off their goalkeeper, going for a full 11 outfield players. As you who are new to this, those 11 outfield players, none of them have goalkeeping privileges. So if England were to win a penalty corner, Wales would be defending with field players only. Nobody can play it with their body deliberately. Penalty stroke would be the outcome. Wales, however, now they need to keep the same back shape. Still working with 3 at the back. The extra player is a high player, needs to be a high player, in my opinion, for what it's worth. Ryan Casson needs to force the number of players. Oh, England get away with it. Very close, because there was no attempt by Donna Pringle to back away from that free hit when the whistle had blown. Nice little pop pass. Wales finding space down that right-hand side. Lovely work in. Good defending, however. The attempted run from Sarah Sloane denied by the movement of Nikki Killett. England giving the ball, Wales choosing to go and get it. No ball patrol here in Nottingham, so Wales, by getting that ball back onto the sideline, give themselves as much time as anything. Good, seriously good running back from Ria Cannon, keeping that ball in play. Wales given a free hit. Didn't see why. However, possession from Wales, they're going to go route one, absolutely driven in. The England skipper gets enough of a touch on it to deflect it away from that direct line to goal. Wales are going to stay high, press high, throw every player into the attack. Players high into that England circle. Now they don't need to go route one necessarily. They need to recognise there will be spaces if they work the ball cleverly. They do get the restart. Now Insel in the England goal, not giving the ball back particularly quickly. Definitely won't want to. 15 seconds wasted every time on the restart. Wales go onto the backhand. So a nice little chop pass in on the backhand. Still opportunity there. Cockayne getting herself around it. Insel stepping forward, and the shot is wide. A little bit too much energy and adrenaline and vigour, pulling the right hand through the shot, missing on the near post. Just 2 minutes to go. England behind for long periods. Wales dominating territory at times and opportunity. That's a clever little touch from McClintock. Takes the ball to the air to break through the tackle, and then a brilliant step up from Kat Girac. Penalised, which seems a little harsh, you have to say. It felt like she took the ball with the first opportunity. Vicky Wolford, knowing where the danger points are, little lateral movement of the ball, takes a Welsh touch. England will get the restart, just 90 seconds to go in this women's over 35 encounter as part of this International Invitation Masters Festival. Players from both sides have stayed, both countries even have stayed to support their respective teams. Wales chasing, harrying. England now do need to be careful. Wales stepping forward with that additional field player. Remember, England, it felt like that had hit a foot, but it's not. It's an under the arm ball. Will Wales get one opportunity on the backhand? Looked like, well, a rugby tackle in the middle of the circle. You have to say, it feels that Wales are hard done by there. Looked very much like a heavy challenge in the middle of the circle, an England player going to ground, and Wales could have had an opportunity. Anybody watching who has watched other international hockey, no video umpires here in Nottingham. Certainly feel that one might have got referred if there had been. Absolutely no criticism of the system. Nottingham Hockey Centre and Beeston Hockey Club putting on a fabulous opportunity for us all to watch this hockey. 20 seconds to go for Wales. Can they find one last opportunity? Carried into the circle, feet round. Will they get the free hit or the set play opportunity? Instal comes out, does what she needs to do to get the ball away. Absolute carnage coming out of the circle. Wales, one last chance. The ball hit in, 3 seconds to go. Skipper Wolford carries it forward, and that is enough for England. A hard-fought win, but disappointment you would feel for Wales, who played so well for long periods of that game. The early goal at the end of the first quarter by Eve Bowyer deflected in, gave them the lead for long periods, and it wasn't until the latter stages that England came back with that, well, rather random penalty corner goal from Field, when eventually she poked it over the line, and then the penalty stroke from Cockayne to give them the lead. But Wales still, going back to that, 11 outfielders gave themselves every opportunity to get the result. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be at the end of a fiercely competitive but enjoyable game that both sides, mutual respect, enjoyed. The final result is England 2, Wales 1 here in Nottingham this afternoon. Left to right, trying to work that right-hand channel, very little in front of her. Heavy challenge, but Wales into the bottom of the circle, looking to get the ball across. Carried forward Wales, a ball opportunity there. Penalty corner possibly, but then off a foot in the end. Nothing given. Wales, great advantage played. Couple of heavy challenges coming in that circle. Look forward, nice little reverse pass through that right midfield channel. Lovely little over-the-top dummy into the circle, trying to play across the face of goal. Goalkeeper touch, still scrambling. Goalkeeper saves really, really well and then kicks high to clear. Captain Wolford takes it down on the forehand, can't get into the top of the circle. And Wales managed to get that ball ahead, deciding that it wasn't in the right place, had to be wider when it was restarted. England trying to force that ball in. Static Welsh defence, they'll take it now as the ball into the circle. Opportunity to shoot, shoots wide. Disappointing for England, clean shooting opportunity. can't quite get the touch required, but it's all on the reverse. Wales able to get the ball. Sadie Melalou gets it and then tries to play it in. England again scramble. Wales have the ball, back foot across goal, hits the post. England scramble clear with Mel Install running out of that, trying to get the ball away, having come back into play off that front edge. More controlled territory and possession from Wales. Wales back foot hit into the middle of the D, takes touch, goes through Install, and that is the opening goal. A fabulous touch, reverse touch it looked like, for Wales, and a brilliant finish by Eve Bowyer to deflect Cox out over the sideline. Good attacking circle entry from England. The initial pass from Wales was a little bit too cute. Now Hayes once again goes right and then fakes and goes left inside the circle. Penalised once again for turning. Pick up and move once again. Nice first time ball opportunity for Wales. England in the back of their defence lose possession. There's a pass to the top of the circle. Comes into top of the circle. Melissa's come out and been beaten. Ball for her feet, but she gets enough of a touch. Then it's scrappy and messy. Both sides missing the opportunity to either clear or convert that middle position by goal scorer Bowyer. Willing to step out aggressively to put pressure on England, but they've got round the back. England now opportunity, eyes up, 2-on-1 of the last defender. First ball into top of the circle. Well defended, pops up, good advantage in the first instance, but England win their first penalty corner of the half. The foot of Sarah Slane. England will take the restart. Heavy challenges rattled in on English sticks. Sarah Daly winning the penalty to get a shot away. Wales defending, 2-2 defence. Goalkeeper ready. Out to top, better injection. Now it's a missed trap rather than anything else. Captain Wolf just gets the ball around, tries to work it back into the circle. Wales scrambling. Whistle gone by the disengaged umpire. Season. England get the ball down. Was that 5 metres in the first instance? It was allowed. The captain, Wolford, just working the ball around. Really good movement on the forehand. England with the advantage. The back foot shot is not dangerous. Swing and a miss, but there's no defender around to influence play. Penalty corner given. Questions to the umpire. Teammates and adversaries. That's a turnover ball. Opportunity for England as they can now work forward through that midfield channel. Ball forward to the captain. Captain carries forward, has opportunity, goes out onto the backhand into the circle. Stick tackle in the D will be another set play. Clean, powerful injection to give time at the top of the circle. There is time. There's the roll in, but it's under the feet. Ball in. England given the advantage. It's into the goalkeeper. It's under the goalkeeper, and England have equalised. It's not going to go down as the cleanest move that you've ever seen, but England with an opportunity in the circle. Second or third phase passes through that right-hand channel. That's a good reaching tackle. England will still have the ball. Ferguson has it, but Emma Lewis making the reverse stick interception. That Hayes off the right foot. It's not clean into the circle. Penalty corner is given. Penalty corner, set play opportunity number 6 for England. Same setup. Cocaine surely will be wanting a clean opportunity to strike. It is Newcastle, touch in. There's the feet in the right position. That's a driven hit towards that left-hand post. Field unable to get a touch, but it can't have been going deliberately for the opportunity or a deliberate foul in the D. Umpire Annette Harvey with no question. Cocaine, shuffle step, goalkeeper dummied, down, the goalie dives down to her right, Cocaine goes to her right, there is the goal. And that is how it finished here in Nottingham. Wales taking that early lead, holding it for long periods. England working their way back into the game. Wales defending superbly with composure, with a compact, tight defence, high work rate, really restricting England's meaningful chances in the circle. England just eking opportunities towards the end of the game to give themselves that 2-1 win here in Nottingham. So at the end of that women's over 35 match here at the Nottingham Hockey Centre, scoreline is Wales 1, England 2.